You don't know who you are. You know who you've learned to be. There's a difference. And it's costing you more than you think. The disciplined version of you, constructed. The confident version of you, engineered. The I've got it handled version of you, strategic. You built a personality that works. It earns respect. It earns approval. It earns results. But it's not stable because it was never built from truth. It was built from adaptation. You became what was rewarded, what was tolerated. You became what was necessary. And at some point, you stopped asking, who am I? And started asking, who do I need to be? That's the persona. And it's not fake. It's functional. You know, Carl Jung, he described it as the social mask, the identity you construct to survive in the world, to belong, to avoid rejection, to maintain position. But here's the part most people, and they never confront this. The persona, it does not care about alignment. It cares about approval. So you built strength you could show. You built confidence you could display. Discipline people could see. And you suppressed everything that complicated that image. Fear, doubt, envy, exhaustion, anger, uncertainty. You told yourself it was maturity. It wasn't. It was fragmentation. The more you perform, the more you divide. You're outwardly solid, internally unstable, outwardly controlled, internally reactive, outwardly successful, internally questioning. And here's the part that hits hardest. The more success your persona gains, the harder it becomes to admit it isn't you. Because now the mask has status. Now it has reputation. Now it has proof. So what do? You double down. You optimize the performance. You refine the image. You strengthen the mask. And quietly, you start feeling detached from yourself. And it's not because you're failing, because you're misaligned. Hear me clearly. If you strip away the praise, you strip away the reputation, strip away the perception, who remains? Most people don't know. And that uncertainty terrifies them. So they stay busy. Stay impressive. Stay productive. Stay performing. Look, this video is not about improving your personality. It's about dismantling the illusion that your personality is your identity. You don't need reinvention. You need integration. Because a persona, it can win, but only an integrated identity can withstand pressure. If you build from performance, you will always fear exposure. If you build from integration, you become stable. And stability is power. So before we go further, understand this. If you feel restless, even when you're succeeding, if you feel pressure to maintain an image, if you feel like stopping, would mean losing yourself, you're not confused. You're divided. And today we fix that. Let's begin. The persona trap. You didn't choose your persona. You adapted into it. You learned early. Certain traits get rewarded. Certain traits get rejected. So you edited yourself. You amplified what worked and buried what didn't. That edit became your personality. In school, you became the smart one, or the funny one, or the quiet one, or the invisible one. At home, you became the responsible one, the strong one, the peacemaker, the achiever. Each role solved a problem. Belonging, approval, safety, control. And your nervous system learned the equation. Performance equals security. So you refined the performance. You sharpened it. You strengthened it. You optimized it. But here's the shift that most people never see. What protects you at 12 restricts you at 30. The agreeable child becomes the adult who can't confront. The overachiever becomes the adult who can't rest. The strong one becomes the adult who can't be vulnerable. The independent one becomes the adult who can't trust. And because the persona produces results, you defend it. You say, this is just who I am. No, that's who worked. There's a difference. The persona, it doesn't ask what aligns with me. It asks what maintains position. So your goals get filtered. Your ambition gets filtered. Your relationships get filtered. Even your self-improvement gets filtered. You don't just work hard. You work hard in ways that protect the image. You don't just grow. You grow in ways that reinforce the role. This is why some people succeed and still feel misaligned. Because success built on persona, it's maintenance. It's not fulfillment. Maintenance requires vigilance. You can't slip. You can't contradict the image. You can't reveal what doesn't fit. So you suppress. And what you suppress becomes shadow. Now you're split. Persona up front, shadow underground. And here's where it gets dangerous. The more your persona wins, the more you fear losing it. Because without it, who are you? That question is avoided. So they stay busy. They stay performing. They stay productive. They stay impressive. But eventually, the cost shows up. Burnout. Irritability. Identity confusion. Sudden self-sabotage. Emotional detachment. Not weakness, division. You're not building a life, you're defending a role. And the longer you defend it, the harder it becomes to admit it isn't fully you. So now we go deeper, because destroying the persona isn't the answer. That creates the chaos. Refining it is. And to do that, you need a core strong enough to hold both the mask and the truth. Now let's build on that. From mask to core, the ego death is a trap. You don't need to destroy yourself. You need to stabilize yourself. A lot of people hear this conversation and they go extreme. I need to kill my ego. I need to reinvent myself. I need to become someone new. That sounds powerful. It's not. It's unstable. Your ego is not the enemy. It's structure. It organizes your identity. It gives you continuity. It allows you to act decisively. Destroy it carelessly, and you don't become enlightened. You become fragmented. This is where people confuse intensity with growth. They burn down habits. They burn down relationships. They burn down identities. They wonder why they feel lost. Chaos is not transformation. Integration is. The psychologist Carl Jung, he never argued for ego destruction. He argued for individuation. Strengthening the ego enough to hold the whole psyche. Strong enough to admit weakness. Strong enough to face contradiction. Strong enough to contain the shadow without collapsing. Now that's power. The persona says, I am this. Rigid. Defensive. Limited. The integrated core says, I contain this. Flexible. Stable. Grounded. One protects an image. The other anchors identity. If you rebuild yourself every time you fail, you never develop depth. Every mistake feels like identity theft. Every criticism feels like threat. Every setback feels catastrophic because your identity is thin. It's a costume. Real identity has layers: persona, shadow, values, instinct, ambition, fear. And instead of choosing one layer and rejecting the rest, you build a center that can hold all of them. That center doesn't panic. It adjusts. It doesn't inflate with praise. It remains steady. It doesn't shatter under pressure. It absorbs it. And this is where discipline changes. Before integration, discipline is a performance. After integration, discipline is expression. Before integration, you work to prove. After integration, you work because it aligns. That difference is everything. Let's make it practical. You don't eliminate ambition, you refine it. Is it driven by validation or alignment? You don't eliminate discipline, you refine it. Is it image maintenance or value expression? Is it image maintenance or value expression? You don't eliminate confidence, you refine it. Is it compensation or stability? Refinement strengthens the ego. Destruction weakens it. A weak ego reacts. A refined ego observes. A weak ego defends constantly. A refined ego adjusts strategically. A weak ego performs. A refined ego expresses. This is the shift from who do I need to appear as to who can I consistently be under pressure. Consistency under pressure is identity. Consistency under applause is performance. And most people never build a psychological center strong enough to survive isolation. So they need accountability. So they need validation, need witnesses, need reassurance. An integrated identity doesn't. Not because it's arrogant, it's because it's anchored. And when your identity is anchored, failure becomes feedback. Criticism becomes calibration. Pressure becomes refinement. Because nothing about you is fragile anymore. Now we finish this properly. Not with inspiration, with structure. Let's build a framework. Individuation is not a feeling. It's construction. If If you don't build your identity intentionally, you inherit one unconsciously. So here's the structure. It's 4 layers. 1. Awareness. Identify the mask. Name your dominant persona. Not the flattering one, the functional one. You are the disciplined one. You are the agreeable one, the hyper-independent one, the achiever, the strong one, the intellectual one. Now ask, what did this protect me from? Did it protect me from rejection, failure, conflict, inadequacy? If you don't know why the mask formed, you will defend it automatically. Awareness removes blind loyalty. The next one, integration. Own what you suppressed. Your persona shows, your shadow hides. Individuation forces him into a dialogue. If you're the disciplined one, where are you rigid? If you are the strong one, where are you emotionally closed? If you are the achiever, where are you avoiding stillness? You don't delete those traits, you integrate them. Because suppression creates instability. Integration creates range. And range is power. 3, clarification. Define non-negotiable values. Strip away image. Strip away performance. Strip away the audience. Answer this privately. What do I value when no one is watching? Not traits, standards. I value acting despite discomfort. I value long-term mastery over short-term validation. I value composure under pressure. I value precision. I value autonomy. Choose 3 to 5. Then build behavior around them. Identity forms from repeated aligned action, not intention, not emotion, action. Number 4, expression. Rebuild the persona consciously. You don't destroy the mask, you redesign it. You ask, what traits do I want to express publicly that align with my values? Calm, direct, measured, disciplined, strategic. Before, your persona compensated. Now it expresses. Compensation feels tense. Expression feels stable. That stability is the test. So if you lose praise, do you collapse? If you fail publicly, do you unravel? If no one notices your work, do you stop? If the answer is no, you are building identity, not performance. You were never meant to be a mask. You were meant to be integrated. Persona performs. Shadow sabotages. Individuation stabilizes. If you build from performance, you will always fear exposure. If you build from integration, you become different. You become difficult to shake. No reinvention, no theater, no identity collapse. Integration. You don't need a new personality. You need a stable core. Build it or keep performing. Your choice. This is Results.